everybody. It's Down Home with Tina. I'm your host, Tina Thompson. Welcome to this week's show. So excited as I always am to get the chance to be here with you. And I have got a PQ. This one has to do with communication. I used to always like to think that I'm a very good communicator and I share my feelings and, we talk things out. But it wasn't until recently, and it's so, fun that the guest I have, because she's pretty much into the communication part of it. But my piece of it is with my daughter. It was a few weeks ago. It was about her perspective. And I guess out of all of my years, all of my life, I never realized that someone's perspective is what you should get when you're having a very serious conversation, because you can misunderstand them in a completely wrong way, I think. And the reason why I wanted to share this with you is because in relationships that you have, you're both raised by two completely different people, and you may have a perspective or point of view on something because of an experience that you had when you were a child, or an experience you had with somebody else. And until you actually say that to the person you're having this very serious conversation with, they may not understand where you're coming from. So I'm having a conversation with my daughter, and we both shared our perspective, and we had a better understanding with one another in what the conversation and that situation was all about. And I thought, I really feel like I need to share that for anybody that's in a relationship. Sometimes we need to get their perspective on the reason why they may have said something that they said, or something that you can have a better understanding at it. So I hope that makes sense. And I've got a great show coming up today. I want to highlight one of our first responders. I've also got a great gal. She is with Destination Downtown Lancaster. Some of you probably know her because she is everywhere. I call her one of the sunshines of downtown Lancaster, where she loves to help folks and what's going on, spreading the news about it. And she's helpful for anybody that is, even on the outside as well, because if you want to know something, she's going to help you find out if she doesn't know about it. Or I know she's got a right-hand guy, too, that is a fella, Colin, who you'll see out and about in downtown. They've been very, very involved with a lot of the different things going on throughout the community in the summertime, and I have no doubt, and that's why she's here. She's going to share with us some of the things they've got going on in the fall, and maybe also into the wintertime, because there's always something going on in our beautiful downtown Lancaster. Rather it is rain, shine, summer, fall, winter, spring, whatever it may be, there is some place that you can go and enjoy the great things that we have happening. I've got her coming up next, so Down Home with Tina.
At Dagger Law, we have more than 110 years of combined expertise in nearly every part of law.
What I think sets us apart from any other law firm is our ability to work together.
With us, you're getting a trusted partner, in addition to a team who can help you with a growing business, changing family, planning your future, or dealing with land issues.
It's a challenge every day, and you meet an awful lot of nice people.
Your case matters. We'll take the time and the energy to ensure that you have a quality experience, quality representation.
Whatever you need, we have a lawyer who can help. Dagger Law. Local, trusted, experienced.
Hey folks, welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I've got the one and only Amanda Everett from downtown, Destination Downtown Lancaster. It was so funny. So when she got here and I walked out, I was like, and she goes, what did you say to me?
I said, you just walked through that door like Kramer.
And I did. I was like, and I'm wearing what I have on, of course, so I'm all dressed up and everything.
Yes.
I go,
it was
my
intense,
gosh.
but also very exciting. I was like, wow, now I am pumped for this show.
And I went, oh my gosh, I did, didn't I? And she said, yeah. It was like, I'm here. Yeah. No, it was really funny because my next guest who's coming up, I was like, is he here? And I didn't know because I was running a few minutes behind schedule. And that's why I did that like that, because I was like, is he here?
And I feel like it's been a long time, so for people to really get the full effect of what Tina looked like as she was coming out to greet me,
yes.
Just Google that, go back, refresh your memories,
with Kramer.
Google that with Kramer, and because that is exactly what, it was very entertaining.
Minus the high top hair, but some days I feel like that. I'm like that.
Yeah, Kramer in heels. It was
What's
great.
going on?
Yeah.
I love it, yeah. Folks, they have always got so many great things going on in downtown Lancaster.
Yeah.
But, Amanda, before we get to that, why do you do this? Why do you do what you do down here in downtown Lancaster?
Well, Destination Downtown Lancaster is a nonprofit. I'm a nonprofit girl. Once you get into the nonprofit world, that is really hard to leave. Yeah. It's about making a difference. And so I love the mission of Destination Downtown Lancaster, and it's also incredibly convenient for me, both professionally and personally. I'm a downtown girl, Tina. You know that. Yes, I live downtown. Yes. That's where I love to play. You can pretty much see me downtown all the time. We tease. I had to leave the 6-block district. I had to drive today, Tina. So, I'm just saying, I'm a little put out, but no, I'm just kidding.
Did you get lost? I'm kidding. I almost got lost upstairs.
As long as
earlier.
I'm not north of Edie Road, that gets a little bit crazy. That's far for me. I had to pack provisions. But I heard there were snacks, so I decided to bring my car out. Yes.
I bring homemade treats each and every
that's really the only reason. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
But, Destination Downtown Lancaster is about fostering civic pride and connecting people to the place that they live. It's about neighborhoods. It's about loving who you are and where you're from. So while we're an economic development organization, we're really about connecting people to the place that they live. And that's really meaningful for me.
How has it grown since you've been in this position that you've seen so far?
Well, it's really, it was on the upswing when I took over for David Scheffler 2 years ago. And what we're seeing now is just explosive growth in a lot of different ways. From an economic development standpoint, we've got more businesses opening up.
Yes.
We have no available inventory as far as first floor storefronts, which is a wonderful problem to have. We've seen a huge uptick in the need for downtown housing. So we just recently announced that wonderful market rate housing project from Fairfield Homes on the Gateway site, which is incredibly exciting. But really the thing that excites me the most is just the amount of Lancastrians who want to come downtown. They want to volunteer at projects. We see college kids that want to come back and hang out downtown, which wasn't always the case. But what we're doing is we're building memories and experiences for these families so that they can leave, they can go off, and then they can bring those experiences that they have out in the world back to Lancaster and share those with us. And that's how we grow as a community.
Absolutely. And Destination Downtown Lancaster, where is the parameters of that to where it falls with the businesses?
Yeah, with the businesses. So we cover a pretty broad district. So we go 1 block over from Memorial Drive onto Lincoln. Okay. So we have great businesses involved like the Smokestack Hobby Shop because of that. And then we go all the way to 6th Avenue over to Canal Street. And then we go all the way east. We go to Mount Pleasant. So that's a pretty large district.
Absolutely. And Amanda, what are the benefits for those folks who want to be and participate as one of your members?
Yeah, our business membership, there are so many different things. Obviously, they get that power of the social media. We have a great social media presence, and we advertise, and there's that feeling of being in the downtown family, which is really fantastic. And then we have a bunch of other benefits, and all of that can be found on our website at destinationdowntownlancaster.com. But there are also some really fun things. We just had a meeting actually the other day about, some of the benefits that you can provide to our downtown members as well. And so we have wonderful people like you that are saying, hey, how can we help your members get the word out? Especially with these small business owners, these mom and pop shops who may not have like that large marketing budget. So
no, because this is their dream and you want to see them to, of course, pursue their dream, but continue to keep their dream once they get past, if they have a lull in what's going on or a slow time or a downtime in that.
So
you want to be able to help them to grow. And that's why you do what you do, so you can help them to find the resources that can help help them to do so.
We do a lot of guidance as far as providing that sort of toolkit and that guidance. You know, when you're opening up a business, there are a lot of different hoops to jump through. There's a lot of red tape, permitting wise. You know, you're going to have to work with multiple entities, whether it's the building department, the Historic Lancaster Commission, all of these different things that you need to navigate, which can be really overwhelming when you're also the janitor, the head cook, the bookkeeper, and all. It's overwhelming, and so we really want to set our businesses up for success.
Absolutely,
by providing that navigation and that friend next to them that can say, "Listen, we've been through this before. Let's help you sort of go down this windy path."
That's right, because there are the ups, of course, of having your own business and being a business owner, and so many folks who do have that dream. But there's also all of these other things that, like you said, that do go along that some folks may not. That you can say, hey, this is be aware, and you can guide them in that way. So I think it's great. You all always have something that's out there going on downtown Lancaster to share with folks. So what do you have coming up here?
We have some really exciting things coming up. We have our 250 Plates event, which is a wonderful community farm to table event. And that is a partnership with Fairfield County Foundation and Destination Downtown Lancaster. And we'll be splitting those proceeds between Fairfield County food pantries as well as the Keller Market House, which is another nonprofit organization that supports local farmers and bringing local foods and making those accessible to the community at large. And so that's really exciting. And then, of course, we've got Fall Fest coming up on October 19th, which is going to be wonderful. We always have a variety of fantastic bands, a beer garden in the square, free horse and hay rides, all throughout the downtown, and so that's something that wonderful that's coming up. There's so much, and then you look into the winter sessions, and then we've got Winterfest, which is always that first Saturday in December. The tree lighting, I mean, that's a really, I know you love the tree lighting. Anytime Santa's involved, you want to be there.
That's right, because I want to get on Santa's good side.
Yes.
In case I did anything naughty at all. Right. I wouldn't have, but in case.
Right. I'm not going to tell anyone. You don't, it's okay, you brought me treats, I won't tell them. I won't tell them.
It's safe. No, but it is such a great time for families. It's all about the memories.
It is all about
I say
the
that
memories.
often about that here on the Down Home with Tina show, but it truly is. It's about making those memories. We have one life to live, to make it the happiest and most joyful, and leaving your mark. And you're leaving your mark, absolutely, in downtown Lancaster.
It's the community.
Being that
it's
joy
really
of what
the
it has
community
to offer.
Coming together and celebrating a sense of place. We're lucky to live in a wonderful city that we do.
We are, and we do have an absolutely gorgeous downtown.
Yeah.
We do. What is your contact information for anybody who is a business that may not be on board quite yet with you as one of your members, or somebody who wants to just follow you all and continue to know what's going on in downtown Lancaster?
Follow us on Facebook, Destination Downtown Lancaster. We're also on Instagram, We're Downtown, on Twitter, and then you can give us a call at 740-277-6607, or you can check out our website at destinationdowntownlancaster.com.
Yay! And I do have a brownie for you for
Just
coming.
one?
Thank you.
I'm just teasing.
I know where you work. I'll bring you more. You know I'll bring you more. But I do want to thank you so much, sweetie, for being with me.
Thanks so much for having
me, Tina. And continued success to you and all of you who have new businesses in downtown Lancaster, Destination Downtown Lancaster. Watch out for them. And stay with me, because I've got coming up who is one of our Lancaster police officers, community service officer, and DARE officer, Jim Marshall, in just a few minutes. You're watching Down Home with Tina.
Hi, I'm Amanda Wattenberg, Regional Director at Ohio Guidestone. Do you or does someone you know have a substance abuse disorder? Have you been thinking about getting help, but don't know where to start? It takes a lot of courage to ask for help, but it's the most important step you can take. If you think you know everything that's available in Fairfield County, think again. Like other chronic diseases, addiction can be managed successfully. Treatment enables people to counteract addiction's powerful, disruptive effects on the brain's behavior and regain control of their lives. Even if it takes multiple attempts, treatment does work and people do recover from addiction every day. So keep trying, because your life matters. You matter, and we're here to help. Call 211 and ask for the treatment resources available right here in Fairfield County.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Down Home with Tina show. I have got from the Lancaster Police Department, Officer Jim Marshall. He is the Community Services Officer as well as with the DARE program.
Yes, ma'am.
And Jim, I have known you for, oh my goodness, about how many years now?
10?
I think about as
Yeah.
long as what I say with Corey Schoonover from the Fairfield Area
Yeah.
Humane Society. And little did I know, was that, did you grow up next to his grandpa? So you knew Corey years ago, is that right?
When we were kids, yeah. I grew
Yeah.
up next to his grandfather. I was his grandfather's Dennis the Menace.
That's right. You told me that before. I love that. Well, I'm just really glad because I know it's a really busy time with you and what you do in your career with the city of Lancaster Police. But you are part of the DARE program. And
Yes.
for years now, I always enjoy having you on with any show that I've done because you can share with folks, the viewers, about what you are teaching these kids in the school. So what exactly is the DARE program? I mean, we see the vehicle that you
Right.
guys have, awesome vehicles. That's very obvious when you're out and about and you do different events and things. But what exactly is the DARE program? What are you doing in the city schools?
Well, the DARE program has been around since 1983. We've been teaching it here, I think, since 1987. And basically, it's an 11-week program, and we talk about all kinds of different stuff. Today, our main focus in this week was alcohol and tobacco. And then we had to add in vaping because that's become a huge, huge issue. So then, like next week, we're going to talk about making good choices. Then we'll talk about bullying. We'll talk about peer pressure. We'll talk about pressure that you put on yourself and how to handle it. We'll talk about prescription medication like opiates and things of that nature. So we're kind of really getting out there and talking about a lot more different things than besides just drugs.
How many years have you been in doing this DARE program?
This is my 12th year.
Your 12th year.
Yep.
How has it changed in the last 12 years?
You know, we used to do in DARE, we would talk about alcohol and tobacco. We also talked about inhalants. Well, we got rid of the inhalant lesson and we talked about marijuana. We don't talk about it anymore.
Is it because those two are kind of off to the side, or they're just not as prevalent as what some of the other things these days?
A lot of things, I don't think they're as prevalent. Now we have an over-the-counter prescription medication lesson that we do
Yeah.
2 of those because that's become such a big deal. And then now we're, like I said, putting the vaping into the tobacco lesson. But yeah, it seems marijuana use isn't as, I don't know, I guess as popular as it used to be. And also with the laws changing,
Yeah.
they've kind of looked forward and seen how's this going to affect things and things of that nature. But as far as inhalants go, we haven't had nearly the amount of calls regarding inhalants as we used to.
Do you go to different classes to be educated on what you're going to teach each year for the program?
We do. Myself and Officer Chuck Sims, he's my partner. We go to the annual DARE conference every summer, and we take continuing education classes that that talks about, you know, how we can improve our lesson plans and things of that nature.
What is the biggest thing right now that is being talked about?
With what age group?
Oh, does it depend on the age group thing? Because what grades do you teach this?
We do 5th grade in the city schools, and then we do 6th grade at Fairfield Christian and St. Mary.
And so though you teach those, you probably are knowledgeable in different ones, like you just said, what age groups. So
Yes.
you probably, so I guess maybe for the DARE program that you're teaching right now, what is the number one? And then maybe we'll talk for those who are watching that have kids in different age groups.
The thing we're talking about right now, like I said, I just left Gorsuch West Elementary, and our lesson plan today was on alcohol and tobacco, but I probably spent 15 minutes of that talking about vaping.
So that's one of the most popular, and I do know that I have seen that even amongst teens
Yes.
myself, that they think, what do they think? I'm going to ask you because you're the expert on that.
Well, I wouldn't dare to call myself an expert, but the thing that's
Well.
scary is in the beginning of class, I asked the kids, you know, show of hands, who here thinks that vaping is really not that dangerous? And you'll get 12 of the 24 kids that raise their hand and say, you know, mom or dad told me it's not bad for me or not bad for them, and so it's not dangerous. And we're just now finding out that it's very, very dangerous. You know, that it's been blowing up in the news lately. You know, and I was just saying earlier that I got a news feed from Channel 10 that stated, you know, 3 people in Ohio have been diagnosed with pulmonary disease related to vaping, and they were between the
Yeah.
ages of 18 and 26.
And you had also mentioned just like many years ago, they were saying that nicotine and cigarettes, they weren't going to harm you or
Doctors
not so
used to
bad,
be
and-
on cigarette commercials, so it just goes to show you how things have changed.
Yeah, that's right. And we're always learning. So when there's probably new of anything out there, then
Right.
of course people need to be careful. And watch just because one says you just don't know. It
Right.
takes time to find out more so. And so what are the other, like maybe the older age groups, what parents should know to be watching and looking out for?
You know, we talk a lot, we've done this for the last 4 years, is talked about the prescription medicine, over-the-counter medicine, and prescription medicine. So that has become more and more popular in high school because it's easy to get. You know, most high school students say it's easier to get prescription medicine than it is to get alcohol.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't have the outward side effects that alcohol has. You know, you can't smell it on people, you know. It's easier to hide, and obviously, you know, it's easier to hide a pill that's this big than hide a bottle of liquor that's this big.
Jim, is it always those kids that maybe have an injury that begin taking it, or is it sometimes that peer pressure? Or most
Peer
times
pressure.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, you always hear horror stories about the kids who get injured playing sports or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, a lot of times it's just because, you know, mom or dad had a surgery or something and have pills left over. Kid tries it, tells his friend, hey, try this, and they've got all these pills sitting around.
Okay.
So that has become a major issue. But also, when I talk to high school students that, you know, can give me information, you know, it's kind of funny because they joke about the bathroom being the vaping lounge at school, making a joke like, why is there a toilet in the vaping lounge? Which, you know, you think is kind of funny, but you're thinking,
But
man, that's
is it
scary.
really?
But how are
Yeah.
teachers going to, you know, regulate what goes on in the bathrooms?
Yeah.
So apparently
Right.
that's become a very big issue in the high school, not
Well,
just ours, but others.
And that too, with vaping as well, there is no odor. And
Or if there is, it smells like a cologne or
Oh.
a candy or something. And that's why we have to talk to kids because
Yeah.
it's flavored like cotton candy, and strawberries, watermelon, you know, stuff that kids like.
and also for the alcohol part of it with kids and that, do they still have the big parties and such with alcohol as well?
We don't run across those very often.
Okay.
You know, I was just talking to the kids today about alcohol and asked them, you know, because most of the kids in class think that all high school students drink.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, honestly, the truth is a lot of them don't. If they play sports, they're in clubs, they're in the band, they're in choir, because of the ramifications if they're caught at a party with those things.
Correct, yes.
So when I first started here 17, 18 years ago, we used to bust huge parties. We don't get those parties anymore because
don't.
parents now know that they can get in a lot of trouble if
Yeah.
they're hosting them.
Yeah, and that's something that we used to talk about
Yeah.
a few years ago because
Yep.
that was kind of the big
Parents who host.
Now, as far as kids who are caught vaping, is there any kind of
Well, the law is catching up to that.
Okay.
So, you know, now it's supposed to be 18 and over only. Next year, Ohio's looking at changing it to 21 and over. I personally haven't seen any charges go through with us, but we leave that more up to the parents than we do to the judicial system. So, you know, it's just one of those things. If we decide to crack down, we really could.
Do you have any signs or symptoms that you can maybe let parents know if their child might be getting into any of the prescription drugs? Like anything at all, what's the number one thing?
Well, change in behavior. I mean, obviously, if it's a prescription drug, typically it's an opiate. You know,
Okay.
so they're going to be sluggish. They're going to start doing poorly in school. They're going to sleep a lot,
Okay.
slurring speech, things like that. So I mean, just the outward things. But if you want to look into it, get on the internet.
Yeah.
You can Google anything and you're going to get information. So that's the best thing to do.
Okay, so the DARE program goes and it's in 5th grade. What other schools are you?
Right now, I'm at Mount Pleasant, Gorsuch West, and Medill. And then my partner is at Tarhee Trails and Talmadge, and then Fairfield Christian and St. Mary.
Awesome. So it's throughout most of the schools within
Yes.
the city.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, we do every Lancaster City school and then the 2 private schools. in
Yeah,
the
I
city.
know some of the schools in the county. I think they have some different things that they do.
They
as
don't do the
well,
DARE
but
program,
not that.
but
Yeah,
they do other.
some other stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's always good just to have the knowledge, to be aware, to look out and watch for anything that is different with your teen, and don't be afraid to ask and talk to other parents. You never know, because parents don't go around telling other parents what their kid's going through. Don't be ashamed. It's just something that you want to make sure that your child is taken care of. We are almost out of time. I could talk to Jim.
I
I
say we
know
could
for
talk
like
forever.
a whole hour. So, but I want to thank you for being here. I know that you didn't expect this, but I wanted to, as one of our first responders, I wanted to highlight you. Jim's very passionate, everybody. I know this because of working with him throughout the years, of getting out there, getting the word out there, showing his face. You're out in the community. I know you guys are at the Fairfield County Fair every year.
From open to close
You're
every
good.
day.
See what I mean? The kids know him. He's a good, upstanding citizen. they go up to you and say hi to you when you're out in public and when you're probably in or out of uniform. So with Walker Shoe Center, I want to just say thank you. I'm going to give you a couple of little gifts here, as I have done for the other ones, as well as Ale House 1890, a gift card that you can go have lunch or dinner
thank you
or
very
something.
much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
You're welcome. And just you're a blessing to the community, and we are so thankful and grateful to have the City of Lancaster Police Department and of course, the fire department and all of those the nurses, the teachers, all of those awesome folks. It's all about kids. I will be back with my game in just a couple of minutes. You're watching Down Home with Tina.
The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster or 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. We were having so much fun earlier with Amanda. She is sticking around to play the game with me, but before we get to the game, I do want to go ahead and thank my sponsors. I want to thank Donald Law Office, Walker Shoe Center, Ale House 1890, and Huddle Tire Company. All great businesses, and they're the reason why I can be here, just to share with you the fun stuff that we've got going on and to have game time. And this is where I've told my guests that they have to earn the little brownies or the treat or whatever it is that I decide to make.
Yeah.
I was going to give it to her, and then now I'm like, nope, now we're going to
Now
just
I have to
see
earn
if
it.
you have
There's
to earn
work
it.
involved.
What happened?
I don't
How
know.
did that happen?
I don't know.
You know, we're having so much fun, and then all of a sudden I go, I'm going to give it to you, and now I'm taking it back and saying, no, you got to work for it. I'm kidding, no, because we thought it would be a whole lot of fun. So I'm going to put this in my mouth, and then I'm going to say a phrase, and Amanda's going to try to figure out what that phrase is. And if she gets it right, then she gets to take the treat home, or I get to eat it, or Josh or somebody here at the station, because I
The
usually
stakes are high, folks. What she's saying is the stakes are high.
Yeah, I
Yes.
actually usually bring extras for everybody, and I didn't this week. The guys are not really happy with me. They're not happy. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am ready. I am ready.
Her music is Violet and Hank.
Rock?
Pure music is Violet and Hank.
Something music. Music is
Violet.
violent. Violet.
Violet.
And pink.
Yes. Pure music.
Say it one more time. Say it really slowly, Tina.
Pure music. Pure music. It's Violet.
I just snorted. I just snorted, folks. That's how.
Pure.
Pure. This is worth it, even if I don't get the brownie. This is
Pure.
white and pure. Pure.
Pure music is Violet and Hank.
One more time.
You had it all.
Pure white.
music. Pure music. Pure music.
Something music. Did we get that?
Pure
Pure music
is
violet, and pink.
Yes. That is weird.
That's a very. Is this a common phrase?
No. I hope not.
Do you want to just do another one while we got that in your mouth?
The wind blows like balloons.
The wind blows like the
Like balloons.
like
Light.
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 The wind blows
Light.
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 Light. Height. Height.
Light.
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 The
Light.
white. White.
White.
White. White. It's white, folks. For those of you playing along at home.
Light balloons.
The
Balloons.
I'm gonna have to give up on this
Okay.
one.
The wind blows white balloons. Those things hurt my mouth a little bit. But I want to
I feel like your pain is
You
worth
did.
it for the rest of us, though.
It is.
Thank you.
brownie. She earned her brownie. Y'all, Facebook Down Home with Tina. You can watch us on Spectrum 1021, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 10 a.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. Also, you can catch us on YouTube. CLN, your hometown connection. Thank you so much for watching this week. God bless. Good day.